Hello guys, here we are today, starting with the new unit 9, which is about shopping in general. And section 9a starts with shopping trends. Before you read the passage, you have a question to answer. Generally, just to know, how do you prefer to do your shopping? At markets, indoor or outdoor? In department stores? In malls or shopping centers? In small local shops? Or the last alternative that is the most enjoying one, the online shopping? Yes, that sometimes it can be dangerous, we know, but it is very useful in the situation we are living in. Yes, the two passages, shopping trends in the UK, are about Yorkshire farmer Gilly McGregor and Mark Noble, a manager at low-cost stores. After you have read the two passages, try to give an answer to the questions in exercise number 2. For example, what kind of products do they talk about? For example, in the first paragraph about Gilly McGregor, the farmer, the answer would be vegetables. Vegetables are the things that he sells. He's a wholesaler. Yes? Okay? And this way you can do and go on with the other questions. While reading the paragraphs, both of them, you can listen to this sentence. A lot of supermarket stuff has to be eaten with a couple of days. Has to be eaten. I'm underlining the verb. And does it seem a form that you already know? Yes, it is a passive verb. And this is not the first time that you listen about passive voice. We have touched such a topic even in the other grades from the 6th grade, if you remember. Okay? There are some other examples from the text as well. At first, online shopping was used mainly by our regular customers. Was used, that is in bold here, is another form of the passive. Can you guess what tense is it? Judging from the verb be, what tense is it? Past simple. That's why was used is past simple passive. A new order tracking app is being developed at the moment. Is being developed, the other verb. Again, it is passive, and we can say that it is continuous, present continuous, passive. A lot of supermarket stuff has to be eaten within a couple of days. Has to be eaten. It is not a tense, but is a form of the modal, because we have has to be, and then the past participle of the verb eat. Okay, let's stop a little bit on this form of the passive. Yes, here we are. So, as we were saying, verbs can be active or passive. We normally use the active form when the focus of the sentence is on the agent, so the person or thing that does an action. You can also find it on another term that is the doer of the action. It's the same thing. So we have this example in active voice. All kinds of people buy products like these. So this is a sentence that is taken from the extract. And the main focus we see is all kinds of people. That's why it is also in bold type. When we use the passive, a sentence isn't about the agent anymore, or the doer of the action, the person who does the action. The passive is more interested or is emphasizing the action rather than the doer of the action. So we start the sentence this way with the object that was the products like these. So products like these are bought by all kinds of people, and the focus is the products like these, not who buys. Okay, let's see better in the structure and the steps that we follow to make a sentence from active into passive. We have an example here. She cleans the bedroom, where she is the subject of this active voice verb, sentence, and cleans is the active verb, and we are identifying the other part of speech, the bedroom, that is the direct object or the object of the sentence. We know that all sentences in English mainly start with a subject, a verb, and object order. Even the passive voice follows a certain rule. So, according to the first rule, when we make an active sentence into passive, we must change or should change the order. So we start the sentence, the first rule, with the object of the active that becomes, follow the green arrow, it becomes the subject of the passive, the bedroom. The second one, which is the core of the sentence, is the verb. It follows this golden rule here that is in red. The verb cleans, to be made into passive, has to follow this rule. Be plus past participle of the active verb. In our case, the active verb is cleans. Yes, and the verb is in the present simple, third person singular. So we need to put the verb be in this tense. That is, in our case, the verb be is. Yes, here we are. And it should be followed by the past participle of the active verb. The past participle of cleans, or clean in our case in infinitive form, it is cleaned. Yes. And the third part of speech to follow is the subject that becomes by plus the object pronoun, but not she, her, the object pronoun. The bedroom is cleaned by her. So when we use the passive, the object of the active sentence becomes the subject of the passive sentence. And we have the same example that we mentioned previously. Okay, let's have a look at this chart, active versus passive voice. You have the first column that is with the tenses from the present simple to the modal and modal perfect, active voice and passive voice. All the verbs that are in red, we have to make them into passive, and they are the ones in green. Let us take, for example, the present perfect sentence or verb have made. I have made a cake. I is the subject, have made is the verb, a cake is the object, direct object. In order to make it passive, we should make first the changes of the object with the subject. We change their position. A cake, yes, and cake is singular as a noun. And also the verb has to be singular. If here we have made in active, the verb should follow the rule be plus past participle of the verb make, which is have been, the past that is the present perfect of be, and then followed by the past participle of make, that is made. Another example with future. I will make a cake. A cake starting from the object in the passive, and then the verb be in future simple will be plus what? The past participle of make, that is made. If you have a look in this chart, you'll see that from active to passive there is one thing that is different. You just conjugate the verb be. In all tenses, that the verb is in active, and then it is followed by what? Which is similar in all cases, by the past participle verb form of the active. Okay, when you have studied carefully this chart, it will help you as well when doing the exercises. So let's get back to the student book on page 107. And when you have underlined more passive verb forms in the article Shopping Trends in the UK, Your homework for next time is exercise 7 and 8 on page 107 in your student book. You can turn it in Google Classroom, add it as a file, not as a Google Drive, please. And then when you have turned it, I can check your homework. So this was all for today. Thank you for your attention.